Good day, friends. Glad you could make it. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out on the homestead. Dreary, rainy, windy a little bit. Anyway, so outdoor work is going to be on hold for a little bit anyway. We've had about three inches or so of rain in the last few days. So the ground's pretty soggy. Everything's pretty wet. So I'm going to use this opportunity to work on that building behind me inside. It's the one I call my shop, which is turned into kind of a junkyard. It's not junk at all. It's all tools and supplies and stuff, but I've not been good at putting things back where they belong. One reason for that is because nothing's really had a place. So I have one shelf that I need to work on today for sure. That will at least get me started in the organization direction. And then maybe I can move on to something else as well. But I call it the armory shelf. So it's anything that I have that is target related or gun related or crossbow related, any of that kind of stuff. All those kind of toys, tools, toys, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I want to get on organizing that. So if I get that, seems like the easiest of all of them to start on. I don't have all of that much stuff. So I have a lot more stuff than I think I do. I have stuff in boxes that are buried right now, which I'll have to add to the shelf later. I'm not going to worry about that right now because there's boxes buried under stuff. And I would have to just literally rip everything out at one time and start over completely, which I would love to do, but this weather's not going to let me set everything on the ground like Brenda does when she's doing her big remodels or reorganizations of the cottages. So that's where I'm going to go today. That's where we're going to start. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. It's a little dark in there by comparison to outside. But I'm going to do my best to set a camera up so you can see some of what I do. And then maybe we'll chit-chat a few times on the way through. So let's get to it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but that in front of you, my friends, is the disaster that's called my shop. Oh boy. Hard to know where to start. I guess I'll start with the non-gun related stuff, get it off this shelf, and then see what's next. This is a real nice little set. Brenda got this for me. It's a shelf and a rack for hanging your cordless tools on. Works really nice. I just put it in the wrong spot originally. I'm moving all that stuff over there on the other side. That way all my power tools will be in one spot. I already have a shelf with a bunch of power tools on it. I'll be adding to that. And then I'm going to hang these up over there as well. Where I've always got a ready-to-go charge station and my tools will be in one spot. So that's the plan for these. One thing I'm having an issue with right now is the bottom shelf. I have all my ammo. Wow, that was a big thunder. I have all my ammo cans lined up down there, and I don't know if you know anything about ammo, but it's heavy. And so I need to remove those, put a brace under the center of the shelf so I can put those back without the shelf sagging. It is a plastic shelf. It's rated at, I think each shelf is rated at 200 pounds. But I'm kind of doubting that 200 pounds. I don't think there's 200 pounds worth of ammo on there. I'm not that big of a hoarder. Anyway, so I did bring in a 2x4 that I can slide under it. Hopefully it's big enough and not too big that it will brace that shelf just fine. In the meantime, I'm going to, wow, wasp just hit me in the face. Nice. I don't know where he came from. At least he didn't sting me. Anyway, I've got one of my doors that closed up that's making it a little darker in here. I'm going to go open it up and get back to pulling everything off the bottom shelf, putting the brace under it, and then loading it back up. Okay. It was a dumb way to go about it. Didn't measure it. Nothing. Just hammered it in there. Now I have to pull the rest of the things off the shelf so I can lift the shelf up, get this board out, measure it, mark it, cut it, put it back under there. Should have done that to begin with. Would have saved time. Just saying. Huh. Weed eater string. Go figure. That should do that. Okay, that takes care of that. These are just empty boxes or cases that the pistols come in when you buy them. I keep them around because I'm a hoarder. Yes, I am a hoarder. My name's Lee. This one's pretty empty. I don't think it has any ammo in it at all. Oh no, it has holsters. I think we're going to put those somewhere else. I have pellet gun ammo and BB. This is all pellet gun. I also have BBs for BB guns. Because we like to target practice, me and the grandkids and the wife. It's a lot of fun. I have more of this somewhere. I'm just not sure where. These are just BB guns. This holster right here. This was my dad's holster. He was a reserve police officer on the boat squadron in our county that we lived in when I was growing up. This was handmade, hand-tooled, back in about 1954, 53, 54, specifically for my dad. All of the people that he worked with that contributed to buy this for him signed their names on the inside. It's very cool. And it's very heavy duty. It works great for a patrolman's holster. I used to use it when I would shoot the .38 that goes in this holster. Fits it perfectly, straps down great. But for plinking around and that kind of thing, it's not really good for that. But it's a beautiful holster and it's so well made, and it was my dad's. So I'm obviously going to hang on to that. God. Okay, that one spooked me a little bit. That was right over my head. Not a great organizer. I've got some more targets and stuff that I need to go get. They're in the garage. I'm going to go get those, bring them over here, and set them up on this shelf right here. It'll be the target shelf. These are all BB guns of the Red Ryder type. Remember the Christmas story? You don't need a BB gun. You're going to shoot somebody's eye out. Anyway, we bought, we bought one. Brenda bought me one. And then she bought one for her dad and her stepdad one Christmas. Just because it was kind of a fun gift. They weren't that expensive. They're fun to shoot, though. They're really accurate. Excuse me.
Tornado clouds that are capable of producing tornadoes in effect until 9 p.m.
Oh, Lord.
I did tell somebody to, I was listening earlier, and they told somebody to get to shelter now.
Oh,
I was trying to
figure out who that was.
Yeah.
Well, that was Brenda. We're under a tornado watch right now. Welcome to East Texas. I'm going to wipe these down with a little bit of oil just so they don't rust while they're out here. I'd like to put them in the safe, not for safety purposes, but just to make sure they stayed in better shape. But my safe's not big enough, so they're going to have to just be oiled down and sit out. Like I said, they're not expensive. They just kind of mean something to us because we did give them as gifts to both her dads, and they both passed away. So. Brenda's dad was stationed in Okinawa for a lot of years, and she went and visited and picked these up on one of her trips. And then these are display swords. They're not sharp. This, on the other hand, is an actual real sword. This one's going to go in my safe. Okay, well, that was exciting-ish. I mentioned that we had a tornado. We were under tornado warning while I was in there working on the garage or the shop. And then Brenda called me and said, hey, you should probably come up here. I said, okay. So I was buttoning up actually just before she called me, I started buttoning up the shop because it was starting to rain and look even worse. So she called me and I said, I'm on my way. And I came up to the RV, and just about the time I got to the RV, we were under tornado warning. And there was a tornado just south of this town we live out of. And it was close enough that we needed to get underground. So, you know, the funny thing is, we thought we were all ready for all this. We had supplies, we had little bed thingies to sit on, we had all that stuff. Yeah, we're not as ready as we thought we were. Anyway, fortunately, there was a little break in the storm. We were watching the radar real close. And because of the little break, we ran back to the RV and got the cats. Yes, we didn't get the cats. Got the dog, didn't get the cats. Anyway, grabbed the cats, took them underground with us, grabbed a few more edible supplies, knowing we could have been in there. I mean, originally when they called the tornado warning, it was going to be until like 9 o'clock tonight, which was like 3 or 4 hours. So didn't want to be stuck underground with no food, water. Well, we had water down there, and snacks, but no real food. So we grabbed all that stuff and grabbed some stuff for the dog and the cats, including a litter box. Who'd have thought to have a litter box in your storm shelter? Well, we'll put one in there now. And electricity. I had no electricity down there. So I was running around trying to get electricity stuff down the vent hole, and it wouldn't go, so I had to actually loosen the cap. Fortunately, that little break lasted quite a while. Finally got all that, got back down in there, and we sat under there and watched the storm for about an hour online. Our friends were texting us saying, you guys need to go underground. It's all around you. Anyway, all's well that ends well. We're fine. we now know what we need to do more of when it comes to being in the shelter and staying there for any particular amount of time. I guess when we thought about being in a storm shelter, we figured we'd be in there for 10 minutes. Storm goes by, tornado goes overhead, and then we get back out. Well, that works if you have a single solitary little storm that's blowing through at 50 miles an hour. The problem is this storm was stretched out for miles and miles, and we were headed right down the spine of this storm, or the spine of the storm was headed right over the top of it. Since then, it's kind of breached off a little bit, looks like a little bit north from us. So we should be okay now. But anyway, that's what happened. That's why I bailed on you. But thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. God bless you. We'll see you next time on the Homestead. Bye now. Watch out for those tornadoes.